Guys, welcome to the Lone Wolf Tarot. We're gonna pull some three cards for the very beginning. This is just a tarot reading. It's a very much general reading, right? And it's also timeless. But whatever doesn't fit your narrative, that's fine. Thank you for the view. Thank you for the follow, subscribe, whatever the heck, right? Like thank you for all that jazz. As soon as I'm so we have the nine of wands coming out, right? Let's get two more. Also, guys, I want to just reiterate that you can watch this at any time. It doesn't really matter. We have the nine of wands with the king of swords. Also, another thing, how are you guys doing? And then the two of cups on the fence. So basically, there could be some type of you could be an individual who is really fighting for your high standards, right? Like maybe you have some really high standards when it comes to romance, business, a commitment somewhere somehow, some type of agreement or bond. It doesn't have to be romantic. Loki, the Two of Cups is a romantic card, but anyway, so it's giving like you're standing on your on like when you say you want blue eyes, blonde hair, 5'9", 34, 28, 37. I don't know. I'm making shit up, right? But like when you say you want that, right? You're going to get that. Like that's how you're feeling. Like you're like, I deserve this. This is what I want. I don't care what anyone has to say. And that's good energy and all. So it's like, it's because of this energy, it's been taking maybe the divine to align you with the perfect time and place, but it's been taking a little bit of time for you to find this individual, find this connection. It doesn't have to be romantic, so please put it where it needs to fit. Just the overall energy is giving like you did not settle. Now you could have settled in the past, but now you're saying I'm standing on my own here. You feel me? Like I know exactly what I want. I'm worthy. I deserve this. You know what I'm trying to say? I put in that work. Whatever the heck. You're the king of swords. You feel me? So it's giving like you cutthroat, like you know for a fact. Okay, and you're very like adamant about it with the nine of wands. Okay, so it's very much giving on a romantic commitment. Can we get some more information on this two of cups, please? It's very much also giving like physical attraction. Okay, so with that being said, with the two of cups being clarified by the potential page of swords, maybe there's a potential that you either, right, because this is two options that I'm getting so far, it's either giving like you found that individual and now you're starting a communication with this person, right? Or maybe somebody like challenged your narrative a little bit. So like let's say you were only going for I don't want to say anything racist. This is just an example, right? You were only going for, I'm just going to say because I'm brown skinned individuals, right? So you were only going for brown, black people. And then you ran into somebody who was not that. And then you got intrigued and you got kind of like interested and you wanted to dive into it more. That's what it's also getting. But it's also getting that you were like, what's the word? Like you found confirmation in your journey of being a steadfast individual who's not yielding, and then you found somebody because they sparked this like conversation with you, they sparked this curiosity with you, they sparked some type of courage as well. Like it reiterated and reaffirmed that you were on the right path, type of thing. This interaction, this person, this individual, okay, it caused like that. So I think also it's like giving, this was what you deserved. It is what you deserve, so you got something that you deserve. Yeah, so now we raise the page of swords to the king knight of cups, right? It's giving like you could have either started to invest romantically, maybe show some type of romantic interest into this individual. Okay, you could be very much a divine just because we have like all masculine energies here right now. You don't have to be a masculine, like you could be a divine masculine, but you don't have to be. But it's also giving like you very much started to pursue this individual. Was it full force? Was it really committed? No. It was kind of like in the beginning stages, a little bit But it was kind of becoming known. People could see you and how you reacted around this person. Maybe they were kind of catching the vibe a little bit and starting to see that you reacted to them differently. I feel like you were letting your heart lead you in this time frame and where we're at, okay? And I feel like it was I don't know if it was it progressing? What happened? So the 4 of cups. So like I mean the 4 of wands. So it's giving like yeah, it was progressing positively. There was some type of mutual agreement here. There was some type of like maybe they started working with you or maybe it was just like yeah, there was like some type of energy of maybe celebration. Maybe you enjoyed the connection with them. Maybe they enjoyed it with you. They felt kind of like a homey energy. They were receptive to your advances in a way. It seems very sweet, very kind energy. Okay. It's also giving like it was kind of harmonious in a way. There was no, okay, so yeah, you could have been maybe getting all your wishes fulfilled with this individual. Okay. So you could have maybe felt like they were really just like you were maybe you were kind of a little bit like it's low key giving like surprised that everything was working out pretty well. Like maybe it was a little bit too good to be true. No, I'm just saying like it's giving like like oh no. Oh no. Maybe you're a self saboteur. We have the 7 of swords coming out. As soon as I said it was too good to be true. Oh no. So maybe you started like lying or being dishonest. Maybe you were assuming they would start being dishonest in some type of way. Okay, so we have the chariot coming out. So either you were determined to find an issue with this person, or you were potentially like started to become like I don't know, man. This heavy, heavy. So what is going on here? What is this 7 of swords, please? Okay, it might be at the bottom of the deck, you guys. You know what I'm trying to say? They don't. Okay, so yeah, you were anticipating. So we have the 2 of wands. So you were anticipating some type of negative reaction, some type of betrayal, lies, deceit. You were watching this person very closely. So much that you may have like maybe pushed them away with the chariot. It's giving because either I don't know if you were becoming a liar or if you started like yeah, it's low key giving like self sabotaging energy because at the end of the day you were like looking at this person who was receiving and you were receiving and it was like a mutual agreement, mutual exchange. It seemed like it was going pretty well, and then out of nowhere the 7 of swords just starts popping out, you know, and it's just like okay, that doesn't go in this energy. So it's like you started maybe even like moving strategically to set them up or like to like you started like trying to like check on them, check them, like you know, like it's so low key. It's giving toxic, bro. Like you probably were not healed from your previous experiences. They could have been very attractive. This is like literally the only feminine card we have. So she probably was a very attractive person to you. We're just saying the divine feminine energy was probably very attractive to you. So you assumed that she would be like a whole energy. I'm not trying to be funny, right? So you assumed that she would be a cheater, maybe a liar, some type of like ratchety datchety energy so much that you were anticipating, you were waiting for it. I feel like with this card, definitely, yeah, you pushed him away because, um, or you start like confirmation bias can also be a thing because whenever that's a, y'all look it up if you don't get it. But anyway, let's get some more for this chariot. Let's get some more for this chariot. So the sun card came out. What? So we have the sun card coming out. So in the direction, okay. So it seems like it's either a reminder for you to focus on your happiness type of thing, focus on what makes you happy when you're dealing with this connection. That it could also be the fact that like things kept being positive. The direction that it led, even though you were anticipating some type of lies, it wasn't departure that you created. It was basically nothing. Your fears and your whatever did not become fruitful. They were just they're not like they stand out here. The happiness continued. You know what I'm trying to say? They could even found you attractive. Maybe you were like pleasantly surprised that they um, saw you also physically attractive in another way. But it's just giving like You found the truth. You found out that this person was fun. This person was optimistic. This person may have been successful in some type of way. They were like winning your heart over as well with the sun card. Like they were basically maybe potentially making you more childlike. You were smiling bigger. You were excited about the situation. They were single because we had the nine of pentacles at the bottom. Oh yeah, we had the nine of the pentacles at the bottom, and so maybe they were single, and you were just like being pleasantly surprised kind of energy, even though you were sitting here trying to look for a reason to be upset. Yeah, so then maybe they even tried. We had the oh my god, guys, we have the three of pentacles coming out. So there's a potential that they may have tried to grow something with you. They may have tried to like um get some type of understanding on what exactly this was. You know what I'm trying to say? Like maybe they were like, you lead and I follow. What do you want? Like, like where are we going with this? They try to put in some type of effort, a big effort that was like understandably noticeable for maybe the people around you, maybe also for you. Um, and I feel like that even pushed you away even more. Maybe you like rejected them or some type of way. Because we do have the the ten of swords at the bottom of the deck. But let's see what happened. What happened? Okay, so the nine of cups. This is something that you wanted. Okay, this is something that you wanted. You wanted to get some type of advancement in this kind of way. Okay, you wanted them to say all the things were saying it right. Yeah, this seems like it was like turning out to be a good time. So this could be a new connection that you have. It doesn't feel like reoccurring people coming back into your life. It feels like very much new connections. So I feel like this was like the turning point. This was the point where you make a decision. This was the point where you are either lucky in love. You know what I'm trying to say? You get all your wishes come true. You guys build something together. You work together. You could have been like maybe even talking financially, talking business, talking about money somewhere, like what your plans and goals were financially, like that. Maybe this like moved very quickly. Maybe you fell in love kind of quickly with the chariot and the sun card as well. Oh man. But yeah, so then we have the five of wands come out. Why am I like why this it's like such a bipolar energy, bro. Like it's like 1 minute we're happy, 1 minute we're sad, 1 minute we're laughing, 1 minute we're not trusting, 1 minute we're like it's like so chaotic this energy. It's like maybe you vocalize some type of confrontation. Maybe there was like something that you needed to get off your chest that you needed to speak on. Okay, maybe you started to just I don't know, you didn't really cooperate as much as you could have with this energy. And even though they were making you happy, y'all were creating like happy memories. It's like you decided to be combative in a way and like speak in opposition to this connection. Why? Why do we have the five of wands, please? Do I need to switch decks? Why do we have the five of wands? I might need to switch decks, you guys. Okay, that's too much. Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe you were alone for a long time with the Three of Swords and the Hermit. Maybe you were alone for a long time because of some type of heartbreak and like you just decided that maybe you still wanted to be alone. Maybe you needed to heal some more. Maybe you couldn't really trust yourself with the connection because you are afraid of being hurt again. Potentially, if you're like, it's all, yeah, I mean, that's what it's giving. It's giving very much like maybe you just recently separated from somebody and you wanted to be single for a while to heal some type of way. Maybe like you wanted to like definitely giving like you wanted to heal your heart and maybe go over your emotions some more before you dive into connection, like be able to be by yourself, which is very healthy, very mature type of energy. So I feel like yeah, you decided to withdraw from this connection potentially, which is so fucking, I mean, like, I'm judging you guys. Looky, sorry. Anyways, so it's giving like, yeah, you just basically, you may have been crying for some reason here. Maybe there was tears being involved, and like you're upset that you had to go inward for this connection instead of be able to express yourself outward with this person. You chose to go inward. You could have been called as well to focus on your heartbreak, like maybe your spirit guides, the most high, your ancestors, somebody was telling you like, hey, you're not fully there yet to invest in this individual. We're showing you this person so that you can move in a positive direction towards them. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you maybe like this connection was like a reminder to get back on path with what you wanted for yourself. Mm. Is there anything else that we need to know before I close it out? One or two more cards so I can close it out, please. So yeah, just I feel like you just need to take some time, maybe make some priorities or something of the sort. We have the Eight of Cups back at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so just like I feel like you were taking your time. Oh, and then it came out, bro. It's like, please, I need you to talk on me. So it's like, yeah, it's like you're taking your time away from this connection. You're taking your time making a choice to remove yourself, making a choice to like you have your priorities, what your priorities are, and your priorities are not love. So you're removing yourself from this connection. You're like saying basically if like if it loves me, it'll come back or whatever the saying is, and if it doesn't, it never was in love with me or whatever the fuck. I don't know, but like that's what it's giving. It's giving like you're not. This is not important to you right now. Your heart is broken from whatever was in the past. We don't need to dive into what it is. I hope you heal, but it's giving like that's not your priority. So low key, what are your priorities? Cause now I want to know. Obviously, it's not love. Maybe it's finances. What are your priorities? What are the priorities? What? So the priorities. Okay. So definitely giving the priorities are like, yeah, it's actually healing yourself because right now you could be pessimistic, you could be a little bit cold hearted, you could be like sarcastic, withdrawn. You know what I'm trying to say? You could be a person who's very envious, maybe a little bit it's just like toxic, bro. I'm not gonna judge you and go into detail, but like it's giving like you're just a person who knows who you are. So you gotta prioritize healing yourself because this person who you came into connection with does not deserve this energy from you. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like you know what they deserve. Yeah, you could feel with the high priestess exactly that they need better. Okay, so you're trusting yourself and your guidance enough to protect them in a way. So it's giving like you're protecting them from this, from being toxic and destroying the connection. So you may have, well, how do they feel about this? Was this communicated? How do they feel about this connection? How do they feel? Maybe I need it. How do they feel? They feel, oh, they feel so sad. They feel disappointed. They feel negative. They're focusing on the negative too now. They're so confused. They're lost. They feel like you don't like they don't. Yeah. They. Oh my gosh. They haven't. They're like stuck in a sad emotional state because they don't know what the hell's going on. So maybe it wasn't communicated well. They're thinking like the worst. They're thinking the worst. They're trying to be strong somewhere in the strength cards showing, but it's not like the energy. Their energy is basically saying like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, they're potentially also removing themselves type of thing. Maybe they're removing themselves so they don't feel this way anymore. Maybe they're removing themselves because they need to just continue on with life, continue on with their journey, overall. But it's giving like there could be some type of spiritual connection because the Hierophant, that I mean the High Priestess is back at the bottom of the deck. There could be a spiritual connection between you two, like some type of telepathic link, or maybe like some type of maybe they like dreams or something, or like maybe there was just like a strong energy when you guys met each other, maybe something spiritual of that sort. But they're also being called by their intuition to remove themselves as well for some reason. And yeah, I feel like maybe you did not tell this person that the real reason was because of you needing to heal because you're a toxic individual who is like you're aware of your toxicity, but you didn't want this person to see you toxic. Maybe you felt like they either didn't deserve it or is embarrassing in some type of way. This person didn't get to know that, so then the person that you removed yourself from is sitting there like, what the hell's going on? But they're also feeling a call to, take a break, remove themselves, focus on other things. So this is just like a right person, wrong timing. Now I'm gonna pull a crystal card to close it out completely. All right. We have Petersite, Pi, Pitersite, Pitersite. It says direction. If you don't know where you're going, any road, any road you take, any road will take you there. Okay, let me read that over. I'm so sorry. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So basically, oh, maybe you guys will come back together. Y'all are being called to take two different roads, but they lead probably back together. But I don't think y'all know where y'all going. I don't think any of y'all know. Y'all just listen to the divine, basically. Like you're just doing the work. So y'all may have very strong intuitive abilities, and you're both being told to do something, and you're both listening to it, no matter how painful it could potentially be. And you don't know where it's gonna lead, but you're going there. Hopefully, it leads you guys back. Okay? Because you know what, low key, high key, I don't do the bottom of the deck, but Harmony is at the bottom of the deck. The Rondo night. I'm just being optimistic. I hope it's romantic, guys. I'm a little girl. Okay, so out of clutter, find simplicity. So all this shit, we're gonna find the simplicity, which is basically me y'all leading to each other. I hope. But anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna close this out. It was a very long reading. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, I hope you found some insight. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you for every view. You know where to catch up as much as you can. Okay, thank you. Bye.